Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and today is Friday, November 16th, 2018. The tarot card for today is the World. It has been a couple of months since we've seen this card, and to see it show up on a day like today is indeed very notable, because when we see the World card, it's about completion and success and cycles, the cycles of life, and even the opening and closing of doors. And one of the things that, I say this to you guys all the time, is that, when you finish one thing, you're always beginning another. It's not just the end, okay? So, the fact that it comes up today just like gave me a little bit of a chuckle, but at the same time, like, oh, what a reminder. Okay, because today, Venus, which retrograded back in September, retrograded in the sign of Scorpio, then moved on into home sign of Libra on October 31st, will go direct today. And it is likely that you have spent the last 40 days plus assessing things like your finances, your career, overall, most likely your relationships, and even, how you look and how you feel about yourself. So having Venus go direct today in a home sign and completing that cycle, or almost completing that cycle is what we should say. It'll actually leave shadow on December 17th. So it's December 18th that you're really looking for to say, Venus, we're done with that. Now, for those of you who have your calendars and your pens out and you're thinking about what areas of life were affected during these last 40 days, okay, Venus will re-enter the sign of Scorpio on December the 2nd, and will not move on into Sagittarius until January 7th. So, you're going to have that opportunity to go back and make things right. That might not be the right word, but you know what I'm saying. To see those areas of life move forward again. So you have all this time, up until January 7th, from today on, to build on everything that you've learned and that you're taking with you from this Venus retrograde, because it will not retrograde again. I believe I said it was like May the 5th of 2020, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a long ways off is my point. Now, the other shoe, of course, it's going to drop, right? Yeah. So, talking about more cycles that are going on here, we know that Mercury has been in shadow, and later in the day, Mercury is going to retrograde. To be precise, I always go by Eastern Standard Time here. It will be at 8:33 p.m. Wherever you live, you can always Google charts for these types of things to keep up with them in your time zone. Okay, so Mercury retrograding in the sign of Sagittarius. Yes, my Sagittarius friends are starting to see it, but so will everyone else in various degrees. And here again, it depends upon where it may affect you. Mercury will remain retrograde through December the 6th and will leave shadow December 24th. So if you either started your Christmas shopping early or your holiday shopping, whatever holiday you're celebrating, then you're probably good. But if you are more of a procrastinator, you may as well wait until you get to like that last week. Let Mercury get a few days beyond, like probably, I'd say, maybe by the 15th. So it still gives you 10 good days to do some shopping, but I would still stay away from, the big ticket items like the electronics and everything until at least after the 18th. Allow Venus to get out of shadow, allow some space with Mercury, and then consider whether or not you really need to buy that item until January. And that's just for cycles. Now, I also expect to see that many of you accomplish something today, because like I said, this is about completion. There is a feel-good energy that is around this, and it's going to vary from individual to individual what you manage to do, but the things that you're accomplishing right now are leading up to something, and I don't know how best to explain that to you in such a short video. You guys know I'm over on Patreon. I have a members only area on Facebook. If you want to get an idea of what's on Patreon, go to the top of my Facebook page and click on Use App. For $1 for the first month, $5.99 a month thereafter, you can, you can check it out, cancel anytime, and listen to all of my videos that fall at the $5 Patreon level. Okay, because right now, what you're in the thick of is such a, it's not an intense time, but it matters. So I guess that kind of does make it intense, doesn't it? But you have to remember that even with all these cycles going on, even with the successes that can come now, there is something that that's, I almost want to say, it's like, I don't want to use the word that it's coming to a close. Completion sounds better, and I don't know why, okay? But this is more like stepping stones. In other words, there's an order in which things need to be done, and whatever today, signals that the next step is coming. That's probably the best way I can put it for you for now. So I want to thank you all very much for listening. Don't forget to back everything up. I'll see you here again tomorrow, and as always, have a great day.